for this?
Well, good morning, good Monday morning to everyone, and welcome to another Coffee Time with Blind United. I am joined in the studio today. I have, of course, Brittany, Carol, Pedro, and a special guest, Mr. James Bane from YouCaneGive initiative. So, anyway, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right. So, welcome to the show, Jimmy. Man, I've been wanting to have you on for a long, long time, but finally got a way to make this happen with you. So, let me get some of this housework done, and we'll get right into you and what you got going on. Okay.
Sounds good.
So, what we got going on today, we have two interest groups today. So, at 5 p.m. Pacific time, we actually have our advocacy group, so come in there and check that out. We just found out that new update gave us a bug in the iPhone. It's duplicating these text messages. That's going to be annoying, so we're going to have to do something about that, send a letter out and get that taken care of. But that's 5 o'clock p.m. Pacific time. And then right after that is, what is after that? Help me out, Britt.
We have fitness at 6 o'clock.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, that's fitness at 6. My bad.
So, yeah, we have fitness. That's always a fun class. We have music. We have people. We have sit-ups, push-ups, jumping jacks, squats, arm circles, all types of fun stuff.
Get yourself ready for the summer, all that good stuff. So, again, that's 6 p.m. Pacific time. So, anyway, we got all your stuff loaded up, Jimmy. So, again, welcome to Blind United, man. I'm so, again, well, me and you, we've been friends for quite a while, and so everybody knows Ed refuses to carry a plain white cane. Jimmy makes all my canes. I think I have about 5 or 6 of them at this point, and trying to figure out which one I want next. But anyway, Jimmy, why don't you introduce yourself and tell me a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Well, I'm glad to be here, and thank you, Ed, for inviting me. My name is James Bane. I live in Nashville, Tennessee. I'm not from here originally. I was originally born in Germany. My dad was in the military. Grew up there till I was about 8. And then once he retired, we moved to Jackson, Tennessee, which is between Memphis and Nashville. And I pretty much grew up in that area. And about 2011, ended up in Middle Tennessee and have been here ever since.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what did you do prior to your vision thing, Jimmy? You know, losing your vision
thing. Yeah, what did I do before? So I went to school.
Of course.
We do that in Tennessee. You may not think we all do, but yeah, they do make us go to school here. And when I was in the 10th grade, I kind of identified what I wanted to do already. I was working with someone who had an automotive restyling business, customization, personalization, restoration, just anything you could do to a vehicle, we would do. And I really enjoyed that, right? What 15, 14-year-old kid would not, unless you don't. But I did. So by the time I was almost 18, I was like, well, I know what I want to do. So I go start this right out of high school. And so eventually I went and started my own business not long after that. But I told myself I'm never, um, I'm not going to college. Once I graduate, I'm done with school. Well, famous last words, because fast forward to 2010, and I lost my sight suddenly. And so that was a major adjustment. And also, a lot of things I had to do to work through that, my mental health, just adjusting to a new way of life and learning how to do things and to do that blind thing, like you said.
Yep.
Um, and in doing some assessments to identify like what my strengths were, what were the things I wanted to do working in a new career. Some of the things that really stood out was working with people. I didn't want to do the same thing over and over again. I didn't want to work in a cubicle, work in a factory,
We kind of
making
lost your mic. We kind of lost your mic a little bit, Jimmy.
Okay.
There you go. Now you're back.
I scooted you up a little bit. So you might
Okay.
see up my notes now, but I'm a lot closer.
Okay.
But
Well,
anyway, so I saw that these things that were important to me, that these values and strengths and things, and so I just reflected back on my own personal story, my journey through what led up to my blindness, and then adjusting with my blindness. And I just felt that maybe if I could help people with my own story, that maybe that's my new chapter. And
right.
so one thing led to another. Next thing I knew, I'm starting at Middle Tennessee State University, starting the psychology program. And I remember I was like, oh man, so I'm never going back to school. Well, ate those words. So went there, Middle Tennessee State. Um, I met my wife during those 4.5 years. It'll be 9 years this year. And after I graduated with my bachelor's, then I continued on to Peabody College at Vanderbilt and acquired my master's in clinical mental health counseling. So that's what I do today. But in doing that, one of the things I also was learning, or let me actually take a step back. But so when I was going through rehabilitation, um, I didn't want a plain white cane because my whole life, pretty much in my career, I was customizing, personalization on automobiles, reflecting people's style, even if it was something simple like a little pinstripe, or a little piece of trim, just something to
Right.
make it their own and look different than everyone else's. And I just
Personalization.
Yeah, and I just knew, and I could see and always felt how people got excited about that and how they were different than everyone else. And so, when I did research on what canes were available, it was white cane, red tip. That was about it. And so I decided I'll get a cane and I'll design my own. So I did that. My first cane was a black metallic cane with a silver fleur um, right below the handle and a silver spiraling pinstripe on the lower section. And so when I was at the rehabilitation center and I was telling people about my cane, everybody wanted me to make them one. So I made a Tennessee Vols cane. I made a friend of mine, he had a music studio, so he wanted his logo on it with musical instruments and notes and piano keys going down the cane. So we did that. And so it's like, I could almost do a little side thing with this. And so that's kind of how Kustom Cane started. And then that kind of led to, in my college career, just learning more and more about resources and opportunities out there for people with disabilities and people who are visually impaired. And just was just reading about and the advocacy that I was doing with different organizations and meeting people from all over the world, that we've got it pretty good over here. And there's many parts of the world where people have never owned a cane their whole life. And if they even have access to a cane, you're looking at about a month's worth of rent or food for a family to purchase a cane, if you can even find one. And so that's why a lot of people don't have it. So if it's that rare to acquire that equipment, then it's probably not going to be a high demand or a lot availability for orientation mobility instructors. You're going to have the stigmas and the stereotypes reinforced because they're not seeing people out and about using their white canes and being independent. Right. And so I had the idea that with everyone that would order canes from me, they sounded like you, Ed. They had all these canes, and but people had broken canes, or they had canes that they outgrew, or so things like that. And so I said, well, instead of throwing it away, why don't you just send it to me? I'll fix them, I'll restore them, and then I'm sure we can make contacts with people elsewhere where canes are needed, and we'll find a way to get it to them. And so that kind of led to YouCaneGive. And so we are in our, I believe it is our 8th year this year. And so, yeah, that's how it kind of started. We've started by word of mouth, and it's just continued to spread. And so we've been doing a lot of great work. So that's kind of how YouCaneGive started. It all started from a 15-year-old wanting to work on cars, and kind of developed from that to now equipping, empowering, training other people around the world. So it's been really awesome run.
Well, I think that's another reason why we kind of just hit it off from the beginning, Jimmy, because that's kind of my same story as well. I was hanging around a body shop when I was really, really young and just got into, doing the body work and the paint. And I just love customization and, then doing motorcycles and all that stuff. So I think that's kind of why we kind of clicked off from the top there. So,
yeah.
What was I going to ask? So I just want to see if the answer is still the same.
What's that?
What is the strangest cane you've ever been requested?
All the ones I've made for you. No, yours. One of yours is probably one of the most interesting cane. It is. Ed, I remember you called me one time and you're like, I tell people that my cane is my eyes. So I want a cane with nothing but eyeballs on it. And I said, come again? Like, I want all kinds of eyeballs. I want human eyeballs. I want bloodshot eyeballs. I want cat eyes. I want emoji eye, so all right. So that's what we did. We designed kind of this pattern of just a mixture of all these eyes kind of overlapping with one another, and had that going down the whole cane. And then what I thought was the nice finishing touch was the charm that we attached to the elastic part of your cane, which was this clear ball shaped like an eye, and it had the eye and the clear liquid in it. So it had you had your eyeball. You had your eyeball charm. So that one's pretty cool.
Well, somebody, and just so you know, somebody stole that charm off my cane.
Oh no.
But I tell you what I did. I went to the guy that does my prosthesis. And he took my old prosthesis and put a hook on it. So that's what's hanging on my cane now.
Oh, there you go.
So anyway, let's hit this our little social media thing right quick, and then we'll come back and we'll talk more about YouCaneGive.
Sounds good.
You can visit our website, blindunited.org. That website again is blindunited.org. If you have any questions, concerns, comments, or would like to be added to our email list, you can email us at info@blindunited.org. That email address again is info@blindunited.org. If you would like to reach us by phone, you can call us at 909-846-8825. That number again is 909-846-8825. You can follow us on Instagram at Blind United Interest Groups. You can follow us on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Blind United 22. You can follow us on our Facebook group, which is Blind United Interest Groups, and you can also join our Facebook page, Blind United. Blind United. Blind United.
And you can also now watch us on YouTube at Blind United. We got to update that segment right there. So I don't know. Did you and Pedro, you guys worked out what order you want to play these videos in, or?
We thought we'd just play them all at the same time and see if y'all could make sense of it.
Well, how about we just let Pedro pick one, and then we'll let it play, and then we'll talk about a little. You'll know which ones they are as they play, I'm quite sure.
Yeah.
And then when it gets through playing, we can talk about it.
Let's do it.
All right, I'm gonna play the short ones first, guys. So,
Gungako, is that you?
No.
That's Gungako's here. Here, I got your Bible for you. So as your Bible stories, and teach you how to practice your cane, okay? So practice your cane and listen to those stories, okay? And your name? Detalieto. All right, here you go. Yeah, so you get to listen to it and practice your canes, okay? Cane travel. Does that sound good?
Yes.
All right, so when we see you next time, you tell us all about it, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, awesome.
So that was in Cape Town, South Africa, March of last year. We sent a team. This was our first trip there to a school called Athlon School for the Blind. And we distributed canes for all of the students. And also, as you heard, we handed out these really cool solar powered rechargeable players. And initially, these players are made by a company that who's one of our partners, Mega Voice. And they have the Bible in all different types of languages and versions and translations. And so my idea was it would be so cool if we could put a mobility training guide on there, because as we talked about earlier, there's such a shortage, not only of canes, but also of instructors, mobility instructors, to teach basic mobility skills. And so while it would be ideal to have, a person get one-on-one training, that's just not going to happen. It's just not possible. But if we could at least give them something to where they can learn the basics on their own, that would be great. So we use a writing that's called The Feed and Care of the Long White Cane, and it teaches them how to hold it, how to tap it, and all of those good things. And so that was just a little clip of us handing out those players to a group of young kids that we had just finished handing out their canes and teaching them some basic mobility skills.
So how many kids were at that school, Jim?
305.
Wow.
So,
they all needed canes?
They all needed canes. Yes.
Wow.
Imagine,
because I know from, my interaction with you, the instructor, the mobility instructor was with you guys on that trip, or that's the trip that Wendy took, right? You were in San Francisco, if I remember right.
Wendy went with a team of all mobility instructors in October to do they focused strictly on mobility training, and they did a little bit professional development with the teachers to work with the students. But when we went in March, that was to bring the rest of the canes that hadn't been delivered yet. And then we started to do some mobility training. On that trip, we also instituted a mental health task force for the school.
Okay.
Also started some training on teaching them how to restore and fix their canes. And there was
Right.
follow-up training done on that in October. But think about this. In South Africa, I just found this out a couple of days ago. A blind person can request a cane from the government, but it can take up to 3 years. So imagine these kids,
Wow.
even if they request the cane, it's going to take 3 years for them to get it.
By the time they get it, they need a whole nother size.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. And so it was just to be able to give canes to a whole school
Right.
was just really, really awesome. In the
Right.
past, we were just able to give canes in just certain little areas or villages and so forth, but to focus on one specific place. And now that we're doing follow-up trips to reinforce the training, reinforce the philosophy, it's just been really, really great, really awesome
Okay.
experience.
Okay. Well, you, man, this is definitely a worthy cause. You know, I've been behind you from day one, so I'm always going to continue to do whatever I can do for you with that. So, let's move on to the next clip, Pedro.
So we were here, and now we're here. Different sound, right? And then you can tap, and I feel the doorway, and then I can go out. And now I know I'm in a different room, right? Perfect. So you can use the tapping to help find you where you're at. So let's go turn around. Yeah, let's go turn around and see if we can walk back towards the people, okay? All right, good job.
So that's a little clip of me working with this young lady there at that same school. And so where we handed out the canes, there'd be a class at a time of about 15 to 20 students. And there was 5 of us that were working. Well, one was handing out canes and making sure we gave the right size out. And then the rest of us were working one-on-one with basic cane training. So I was working with this young lady, and this was her first cane. And so we had just completed kind of holding the cane, tapping the cane. And then we were like in this auditorium, and right outside the auditorium was the hallways are outside. They're exterior. The hallways, you're outside. And so, the sound is different. And so as you could hear, I was trying to teach her how she can use her cane and kind of hearing the echoes and so forth, using her senses to help her to navigate and learn how to navigate around this school. They've been walking around by just grabbing each other's shoulder, or they just follow the wall with their hand.
Right.
Now to be able, to do this on their own. And so
Yeah.
that was just really cool to see kids just really enjoy doing that.
Yeah, the cane gives you a whole other freedom, and that you giving canes out to the kids that need it, man, I bet you they hold you dearly in their hearts, because when I first got my cane and was learning to use it and all that, I felt more freedom, more independence, able to go out and navigate a place.
Nice.
Right. Yeah.
And Ed,
go ahead, Jimmy.
Could I just mention something that, and I think that was Pedro, right?
Yes.
Sharing your story, right? And did you feel that independence like immediately, or was it after some training, or once you had that cane and you're kind of becoming used to it? Is that when you started to feel that transformation?
It was immediately, able to kind of go around. I knew my neighborhood where I live in, and I know a little bit. But when I had a cane, I was more confident to walk faster, look for a pole, where to cross the street to go to the school for my children. and able to take them, and the cane just brought a whole other freedom.
Mhm. Like I had someone from Ethiopia said that some of the kids that received it, it felt like it opened up the world to them that they
Yes.
had never seen before. And this just brings me just to a little soapbox, little soapbox that comes up sometimes, and it frustrates me. So I'm just gonna throw it out, Ed. Okay, I'm gonna take a sip of my coffee because it's coffee time.
Coffee time.
It's maybe the caffeine's talking, but I've had some people say, "Well, you should not give out canes if you don't train them. If you're not getting training, you shouldn't give them any canes."
I don't agree, but
So let me tell you. So Pedro's example is one of those examples. Now I'm going to start by saying, absolutely, if we can provide, just like with any tool, if we can get training, that's wonderful because we can learn how to use it in the best way possible and most efficient way and safe way. But here's the deal. People that say that don't understand that these millions of blind people throughout Africa, India, and China, which is the largest population of the blind, don't have basic resources, let alone access to a mobility instructor. So
right.
does that mean we're not going to give them a cane? Okay, so they don't know how to, let's say, dig a well for water. Well, since they can't dig water, know how to do that, we're not going to give them any water either. How about that? Well, since they don't know how to make their own clothes, we're going to give them any. No, we give them the tools, and if we can provide training, but I think it sells people short on their ability to learn,
I agree.
find
I agree.
ways. And so I think it's just important that we think about, yes, training is important. And we're so blessed here to have incredible teachers that are passionate about teaching us and equipping us and helping us to be independent. But to deprive someone of a tool just because they may not have that training yet.
Right, right, right. I mean,
Access.
I totally agree, Jimmy. I mean, myself personally, before I knew anything about the blind community, again, I was fading in the darkness. A friend of mine worked at a hospital,
Mhm.
and one of her co-workers, her father, or I believe it was her father, had just recently passed away, and due to age, he had became blind. So they were talking one night, and bottom line, the woman came and brought my friend the bag of all these different blind aids, and in that bag was a cane.
Uh-huh.
Jimmy, it opened up my life. I mean, I
Mhm.
was scared to walk from point A to point B, whatever. Now I got this cane. I can reach out there and I can feel. I can, oh, okay, I'm here. I'm there. Okay, well, yeah, so many steps. So it
Mhm.
just opened up before I had any other training. So, I
Right.
mean, and it gave me a head start.
Right.
Once I started my training, I
Mhm.
already knew how to handle a cane. Of course, you got
Right.
to learn, by the book, which is good. Don't get me wrong. But
Mhm.
again, there's by the book and then there's practical use.
Right. And that's
You know,
why I like it, if possible, for us to provide the mobility guide in audio, if we can, if we can't bring O&M instructors with us. But I want to give you guys an example. Ed, your example, Pedro's example are just perfect examples of this. And I'm going to tell you about another guy. My first trip to Kenya in 2019, met this gentleman. It was our last day in Nairobi. We were working with the Kenyan Union of the Blind and the African Union. And this gentleman came with another guy, and we handed his cane to him and his player. And I just broke out in conversation with him, and actually did start showing him just a couple basic mobility techniques. And then there were some
right.
stairs. So I thought I would show that to him, and I was showing it to him. I actually have this on video, and he and I just started talking and just learning about who he was as a person, what his journey was. And he told me how he had been a soldier and he lost his sight in a battle. And when he went home, because he had lost his sight and went blind, his family kicked him out. They didn't want to have anything to do with him because now he was a financial burden to the family. That's a cultural thing. You have a disability.
Yeah, it's their reality over there for a lot of them.
So imagine, fighting for your family and for your people and then to be kicked out. So imagine the depression, the PTSD, the trauma, name it, right? So we gave this guy this cane and he told us his story. And to this day, he and I are in contact with one another. And since that time, that was 2019, this man, which it all started that day with a cane, began to start advocating for vets who had acquired disabilities and insisted that they should have representation and a voice in government in Kenya. And he became a consultant on Citizen TV, which is like CNN of our country.
Right.
And he would speak on that network quite a bit. He also started a band and started playing throughout Kenya in a band. And now he, as of a few months ago, he reached out to me. He is an assistant for a governmental official. And all of this started with just someone somewhere in America said, I don't have this cane. I have a cane that I don't need anymore. And they donated it to us. That cane was fixed and restored and ended up in a man's hand in Nairobi, Kenya. And now he is an assistant to a governmental official in Kenya advocating for people with disabilities and vets. That all started with a cane. And so that's just one story of that we have, how, just a cane.
Isn't that the same guy, Jimmy, that did the fundraiser you did a little bit a couple of years ago? Yeah.
Yes.
So they had the band. Yes.
Yeah. And you can still hear that on our YouTube channel. You can go to our concert series. There's 2 videos of that, and the Swahili band you can hear them play.
That was great stuff. It was really great stuff. It really was. So, but I mean, again, man, you're doing some great work, Jimmy. So, how many more videos we got, Pedro?
We got one more, but we could take a break, and I'll play the video after the break, and we could get into the video, and the milestones and stuff like that.
Right, just do them back to back.
You can visit our website, blindunited.org. That website again is blindunited.org. If you have any questions, concerns, comments, or would like to be added to our email list, you can email us at info@blindunited.org. That email address again is info@blindunited.org. If you would like to reach us by phone, you can call us at 909-846-8825. That number again is 909-846-8825. You can follow us on Instagram at Blind United Interest Groups. You can follow us on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Blind United 22. You can follow us on our Facebook group, which is Blind United Interest Groups, and you can also join our Facebook page, Blind United. Blind United. Blind United.
A globe with 2 hands reaching out with a white cane in between. Pictures of various cane recipients from Kenya. Image begins to fade and the words appear: 30 countries, 2,000 canes. More pictures come and go of recipients from various countries all over the world. Indonesia, Ethiopia, Gambia, United States, Mexico, South Africa, Philippines, Uganda, Cuba, Liberia, Swaziland, Egypt, Nicaragua, Ecuador, Guatemala, Panama, India, Nigeria, Libya, Pakistan, Eswatini, Haiti, Albania, Chile, Costa Rica, Ghana, Honduras, Malawi, Kenya, Indian tribes of North America. James, founder of YGC, speaks.
only do they have the Bible, but they also have the training guide, all in one device.
And a personal message from Jimmy.
And there's a little personal message.
500 solar audio players with Bible mobility guide. Workers during cane restoration. Canes being boxed for South Africa. Child receiving cane. Recipients walking with new cane. Field in Nakuru, Kenya.
A brand new cane. You want to show your cane to everyone?
Yes, this is my
First cane recipient from Kenya. Practicing mobility on stairs with recipient. Group photo of smiling recipients. Volunteers restore canes. 2 children with new canes smiling. Training in Athlone, South Africa. Box of restored canes ready for Mexico. Children receiving mobility training.
And so what we've been doing is people have been sending us and donating these canes, and sometimes they're brand new and they're good to go, and sometimes they're not so brand new and they need a little TLC. So, and that's why these events are so important.
3 female volunteers smiling. Box of restored canes ready for Mexico. 5 canes reassembled, cleaned and restored. Special thanks to our many partners in this initiative. Ambutech, ACB, Lions Club, Church of the City, Franklin, Tennessee, LS&S, Kenyan Union of the Blind, World Blind Union, Refuge Center, IRA, Vanderbilt, Eye Institute, NFB, African Union of the Blind, Infinite Abilities, and generous individuals like you. YCG logo appears. Website www.youcanegive.org.
All right. Well,
I get goosebumps every time.
man. So anyway, if you guys got any questions in the comments, whatever, we'll get to you guys in just a minute. So again, Jimmy, man, you're doing a lot of great stuff, man. I'm so in awe of what you're doing, and wanting to. You guys got a lot going on. You're really helping a lot of people, man. Man,
thank you.
I'm always going to be there for you. If anybody has it in their heart, please go to YouCaneGive.org. He's got opportunities there where you can donate right there. If you're sitting there and you got a cane, 2 canes, 3 canes, whatever, there's a broken or you're just not using, you want to donate them, you can download a shipping label from the website, and you can ship those canes directly to him. Okay, so please do whatever you can to help this well-worthy cause. I don't know what I would do without my cane. I mean, I feel blessed because I'm able to have an abundance of canes, and I think about these folks all the time. So we will be gathering canes here in California for sure, in our local area, and then we're going to get them all together and get them boxed up and get them to Jimmy. So tell him about what you got coming up right quick, Jimmy. I know you said you're going to a couple different countries this year.
Yeah, so you mentioned the website. Website just got released. We completely redid it from the ground up. So whether you go to youcanegive.org or kustomcane.com, takes you to the same website. So you can order your canes or accessories on there. 100% of those profits from Kustom Cane goes to support YouCaneGive. And so we've got an update also on that video. Is we're going to be up to 33 countries here in a couple months. We're at about 2,700 canes and more.
Wow.
So we're continuing to build, and we've partnered with some other people, like a place called Blind United or something like that. I don't know. So
There's a little small organization out there in California.
Yeah, everyone matters. And so we've got a trip that we're working on to send a team of mobility instructors to Colombia in July to work with a young nonprofit to distribute. I was thinking of a young nonprofit like a young person, but not profit, nonprofit organization. How about that? But 2 cities within Colombia to provide canes and then mobility training. We also will be supporting another nonprofit, which we've supported last year, that's returning to Ethiopia to a school to provide another 100 canes. We provided 20 last year. This year, we're going to be able to give them 100, actually 105, odd number, and some other goods. And then we are also, I feel like I'm forgetting something, also looking at returning to South Africa either in the fall or early spring. And yes, actually in South Africa, we're looking at either November or February. We're partnering with a gentleman. His name is Chris Venter, the Blind Adventurer. And he and a buddy are planning to ride out in the bush to find, well, they know where they're at, but they're going to travel to these schools for the blind in the middle of the bush, middle of nowhere, and give out canes to the students. And so we'll be supplying those canes for them to distribute. So
just so I got a number, give me a goal, Jimmy. How many canes we need to get through this year?
To get through this year, we need about 350 canes.
You guys listen to that. We need 350 in canes. We don't care as long as you got all the pieces. We'll make it happen. We'll put them back together and we'll get them refurbished and make them like brand new and get them in the hands of these people. So anyway, Britt and Carol, I know you guys probably got questions, but first, Britt, we got anybody in the comment section?
Nope, nobody in the comments.
Oh my goodness. Okay, well.
Good job.
You're able. I had a question also. Are you able to put lettering on the cane and stuff like that?
Yes. If you can think of it, we can do it. If we can put Ed's eyeballs on there, we can do about anything else. So we've done logos, full color pictures. We can do graphics. I mean, we've done.
Don't forget Cheryl's bling cane. Remember you did that bling cane for Cheryl with the rhinestones on it?
Yeah, we can do all kinds of stuff. If you have the idea, we'll make it.
Okay. For those that's watching, there you go. You have an idea. He's the man to get in contact with.
Jimmy's been great. He's been doing my canes for several years now, and again, I love them. The great Ambitech full graphite canes. I can walk right through a metal detector. Every time I go through a metal, well, let me have that. No, you can't have my cane. No. Well, it's metal. No, it's not. Get out of the way. And I go right on through the metal detector and with no problems. So beautiful, beautiful thing. And it's not white. It's mine. It's me. It tells who I am. And so on and so forth. So Brittany, Carol, you guys got any questions for Jimmy? I mean, I got a few, but I want to let you ladies get in here.
Well, if they do, let's do it after the break. And so like that, the ladies could gather their thoughts and we could ask the questions and, because I think I got a few too.
All right.
And this is our last break.
Last social.
You can visit our website, blindunited.org. That website again is blindunited.org. If you have any questions, concerns, comments, or would like to be added to our email list, you can email us at info@blindunited.org. That email address again is info@blindunited.org. If you would like to reach us by phone, you can call us at 909-846-8825. That number again is 909-846-8825. You can follow us on Instagram at Blind United Interest Groups. You can follow us on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Blind United 22. You can follow us on our Facebook group, which is Blind United Interest Groups, and you can also join our Facebook page, Blind United. Blind United. Blind United.
All right. Well, we're going to let the ladies go first, Pedro, and then we're going to overwhelm Jimmy.
Do it. I'm ready. Get my cane out. Come on.
Britt, you got something? Did I lose you, Britt?
No, I'm here. I'll let Carol go first.
Okay.
Well, I appreciate that, Britt, but I actually didn't have any questions. I just wanted to compliment you on
Thank you.
everything that you're doing. I too could not imagine life without a cane, and
Mm-hmm.
just the sort, the source of just independence. So, what you
Mm-hmm.
do is just amazing, and I'm
Thank
gonna
you.
see what I can do down here in Dallas to just gather some. I have a few canes in the corner that I'm no longer using, and I'll pass the word on to everyone that I know to just get them to
Absolutely.
you so that we can get them in the hands of people who just unfortunately are not able to have them.
Thank you so much. And here's the thing, it's not me, it's you guys. It's you guys getting these canes, and we're just uh, a vehicle to get it to these people and to get them connected with resources and so forth. But this isn't possible without you guys. So I just want to thank you all for your support. Anything you buy, anything you donate, materials, whatever, all of that goes directly to helping other people. So it's only possible with you guys.
Okay. Well, I got a quick question, Jimmy. We were at
Yeah,
CSUN this past week.
man. That was good.
Oh, my brother, you should have been there. They got some beautiful stuff going on over there. But one thing I found that I'm gonna get, Jimmy, is after this question. So
Okay.
over in Ireland, they are making a cane. It is literally a stability cane. Jimmy, I leaned on that cane and it would not flex at all.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I mean, it's totally amazingly how strong this cane is.
Uh-huh.
If I buy that cane, can you wrap it for me?
Yeah. We have people sometimes that will send us, they have their favorite cane, right? This is my favorite cane. Uh this is
Rabbit
the
and
one.
send it this way.
Right. Yeah.
Well, this one here is so durable, Jimmy. This is an all-terrain cane.
Uh-huh. I've heard
I
of it.
mean, yeah, you can basically use it like a staff. It
Uh-huh.
has an extension thing on it. Like if you're traveling somewhere, like, let's say you're hiking and you're on a trail,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
or whatever, you can extend it out just to give yourself a few extra inches
Mm-hmm.
of reach and stuff, man. I mean, it's really really a nice cane. So
Nice.
I'm definitely going to get me one. But well, no, because over there, they have to sell white with a red tip. They can't do anything else. It's illegal for them to sell anything else
Mm.
because they also over there is part of their medical ID thing. So if you
Mm-hmm.
have autism, they put a colored band around by the red tip for other disabilities and stuff like that. So it's more of a medical ID thing for them. But I definitely want one of those canes. But again, I can't go plain. I got to go custom cane. So
That's right.
uh,
Right. You got it. You already have that's your favorite cane because you love the handle or just you just love the way it feels. You can always send it to us and we can do whatever you want done to it and then send it back to you.
right. Well, then I'm got one more quick question, and then I'm gonna give it over to Pedro. If
Okay.
somebody wants to join you on one of your trips, how would
Hmm.
we go about doing that?
Good question. So I would refer you back to our website, youcanegive.org. You will see there how you can volunteer, or even if you're interested maybe in being on our board, you would fill that information out, and then I would reach out to you and just begin the conversation and see how um, you could be a fit and help us because it takes a team to do all the pieces to make an organization work, as you guys know. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
just go to the
Okay,
website,
okay.
fill out the form.
Well, I definitely will. All right, Pedro, it's on you, baby.
Yeah, I just had a few questions. It is about the custom cane. Are you able to customize the handle color, or that's just
Yeah, so we have some canes that have specific colors. So we got like 5 or 6 colors. Um, but sometimes, someone may want another color. I had one person they wanted
yeah?
like
You're breaking up. Breaking up. Sorry.
You hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect.
Okay. So so I've had a person one time have a specific color in mind, and I was able to find that handle color in a golf grip. So yeah, usually, we have the black, we've got the wooden handles, we've got was it pink, green, blue, orange? Feel like I'm forgetting another color. Maybe it's yellow. But like the one person, they wanted just a red, and I was able to find them a red handle. So, there's no boundaries, so to speak. If I can find it, if they make it, I'll get it, and we'll make it for you.
Okay. Because I gotta go with my Cowboys cane. I need a
Uh-huh.
blue tip, where it's red, it needs to be blue, and then the rest could be white,
Absolutely.
Then I need a chromed out one with the little red
Mhm.
stripe be chromed out,
Yeah, we have chrome. We have chameleon materials where it changes color depending on how the light hits it. So we've got some
Really?
double tone.
stuff.
Neat. Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Well, let's not forget the one you guys gave me. The one looks like it's dipped in gold.
Oh yeah,
Ooh.
the what was that? What was that?
Instead of a golden toilet, the golden cane.
Yeah.
I mean, it literally looks like a staff of gold.
Like a king.
Yeah.
It's like a goldish chrome color. Yeah. It looks really good. Yours was the first that we did in that color.
Okay.
Wow.
Do you make any that look like a mirror where it reflects everything on the outside?
Yeah, that's our chrome. That's our chrome.
Oh, that's
Yep.
the chrome. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh.
All
Yeah.
right. Well, again, you guys go check out his website, www.youcanegive.org or kustomcane.com. Correct me if I'm wrong, Jimmy, because I've been doing it for years. It's custom with a K, right?
Right. Custom with a K, cane with a C, and cane is singular. So kustomcane.com.
Right. So either one of those two addresses will take you to the same website. Once you get on the top of the page, I love the website, Jimmy. I went on there, checked it out. And you just scroll down if you want to buy some accessories or order a cane or whatever. You just click on the store, which will take you over to the Kustom Cane side of things.
Mm-hmm.
But the rest of the website is dedicated to YouCaneGive. It's great cause. I mean, again, I'm going to continue until I don't have breath to help you with this, Jimmy, and do whatever I can with this, man. It's just, again, I think about it all the time. What would I do without mine? And I feel for these people that have never had one and can't get one.
Right.
I think about them out there walking around with sticks and branches and, just anything they can find,
I remember when we were in Nakuru, Kenya, middle of nowhere, this very elderly lady comes in and she's with about 3 other people that came from a village about 3 hours away, and they walked to meet us. And I'm hearing clank, clank, clank. I'm like, what is that noise? Clank, clank. And finally I asked Karen Nelson, shout out to her, our first mobility instructor trainer that went with us on a trip. And she goes, oh my gosh, it was a water line, stainless water line. And the old lady had like a snake. The pipe was bent where apparently when it was used for a water line, they had bent the pipe to wrap around whatever. So this lady was using this super heavy clanky, and you could hear him coming. And so we're like, come here. It's time to give you a real cane.
Right.
So we've seen some things and heard some stories, but I can't imagine when I lost my sight suddenly to tell me that I could not get a cane until I started getting some training. That would have been even more difficult for me to try to process that loss that I was experiencing by going blind.
Right. And then also, I mean, the support of knowing that other blind people care about what they're going through.
Right.
I mean, they're not alone. They know, they realize that, Okay. I mean, I'm sure they know there's blind people all over the world, but just to be able to make that connection and let them know, we're thinking about you.
Blind helping the blind, right?
That's what it is. That's what we have to do. I mean, so man, this is great stuff. Again, we're going to be collecting canes. When's the first trip, Jimmy?
What first trip will be mid-May of this year.
So you've already got canes for that trip?
We've pretty much got those canes covered. So then following that will be the trip in July and then in November. So those were where if you send us canes now, they probably will be used towards South Africa or Colombia.
Okay. Oh,
and just I'm sorry, Pedro. I'm just going to throw it out there. If you do know how to refurbish your cane, please do, because that just saves Jimmy that work, and it just allows him to move the canes through the process a lot faster and get them, again, we're all trying to help out and get this thing done, and we can't expect Jimmy and Wendy to just be able to sit there and do 300 and some odd canes. That's an impossible task, but together we get it done.
Yeah, and if you can get a group together to do a restoration event, we'll send you the materials. We'll teach you how the best way to run that, and we'll help you do your own event.
Right. So you had something else you wanted to say, Pedro?
Yeah, I just wanted to know how many countries has he traveled to?
I've only traveled to 2 countries so far. Our traveling stopped. We started traveling internationally in 2019, and then COVID hit.
Wow.
But what was interesting is that even though we couldn't go anywhere, right, we were still getting canes in the mail throughout COVID. We were getting boxes and boxes of canes. So, I mean, it was just incredible during a time when the world was basically at a standstill. We had blind people from all over America still sending us their donated canes. So thank you.
Well, I mean, again, we're going to get you some canes, Jimmy.
Yeah.
We're going to make sure that you got the canes you need. I'm going to be pushing this in everything we do. Every gathering we have, I'm going to have a collection basket there or something. Again, once I get a bunch of them together, I would definitely reach out to you and let you know, all right, Jimmy, I got 30 canes, baby. I need some material. I'll even do a quick evaluation on ones that need cords and stuff like that. So we're not wasting material that we don't need to use, stuff like that. So any of the last words in parting, Jimmy?
Just thank you for letting me be here. Thank you to everyone who has supported us over the years, and we'll continue doing our thing with your help. So thank you.
Well, Jimmy, you're welcome on there anytime you want to come on. Your family to me, and if there's anything I can do, we're going to make this happen. So we will. Hope everybody enjoyed hearing Jimmy's story and what he's got going on. And again, if you really want to help him out, www.youcanegive.org, and whether it's you making a purchase and buying something for yourself or making a straight donation or donating a cane, it all helps. Every little bit helps to get this job taken care of. It's a big job, but we can handle it. As long as we stay united, we can make this happen. So everybody have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow morning.